why am I not sleeping well during COVID-19 quarantine? How important is my sleep to my mental and physical health? How can I improve my sleep right now? Today I'm going to be talking about sleep and giving very helpful tips and hopefully to bring hope for all of us to improve our rest during this unknown period of time and how important sleep can be. My name is Heidi Waldoch and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm also the owner of Bridging Hope Counseling. We are a mental health agency located in Lino Lakes, Rogers, and Buffalo, Minnesota. We are still open and we are seeing people in person. Certain therapists are, and we are all doing telehealth. We have been doing some YouTube videos and different Facebook Lives, and so we'd really encourage you to head on over and subscribe to us on YouTube, and we really appreciate you commenting, liking, and following us on our social media platform. So when I personally kind of experienced the quarantine and when we stepped into the COVID, I found myself like, okay, I gotta keep some of the same schedule. So I continued to wake up around the same time. I'd exercise. I'm like, I got to keep this going. However, what happened was I started to wake up in the middle of the night and I started to not sleep very well because I was worrying about all sorts of things because there were things that were changing and things, I'm worried about somebody at work. I'm worried about something about my kid or my husband, and my brain wasn't shutting off. So I wasn't able to wake up early like I was to exercise, which I knew was healthy for me. So I'm like, what do I do? How do I not have my brain go a million miles an hour? So has this happened to you? Is this something that sounds familiar? Or perhaps maybe you struggle to fall asleep, or maybe you sleep in and you're getting too much sleep, and maybe you're not working or something else is happening and you just feel like sleeping all the time. So maybe you're feeling like you're doing everything right, you're watching less news, but you're still struggling with sleep. So I'm not a medical doctor, nor am I a sleep expert. However, I asked some of the therapists and they're giving me feedback on things that they're noticing from the clients that they're struggling with, and sleep is one of the things that came up. And I want to talk about this because this impacts our mental health. So I'm going to give you guys some tips today on things that we, like the collective of some of the therapists, believe that will be helpful for you. So one of the things I'm wondering is like, why are we struggling with this? Why is sleep difficult? Why are we having a hard time with sleep? So one of the things is that right now there is a lot of unknown. Like, we don't know how long it will last. That's very, very hard. And many of us like to have control. We like to know everything that's going on. And so this lack of control, this inability to know exactly how long, is very, very difficult. And that brings us to all this, like, this impact, this lack of rest, this struggle, and this increase of worry. We don't know what's going to happen today. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And so this can be very traumatic and disturbing for both our bodies and our brains. So the other thing is that there can be being alone, this isolation. This can really impact us as well because we need that socialization. We need to be with other people. And when we don't have that, that can increase our ability to just really be able to rest and have peaceful sleep. So why is this so important? Why? I mean, I think some of us know, okay, we know that sleep is important. So one of the things is that sleep is really, really critical to our physical health and to have effective functioning of our immune system. And it's also a key promoter of our emotional wellness and our mental health. So it helps us to beat stress, to beat depression, which beats anxiety, which means that we are going to be apt to be more healthy physically. So the average adult needs an average of 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, no more, no less. Okay, there's no such thing as catching up. I think sometimes we think that, I can just, I only got 3 hours last night, I'm going to get 15 hours tonight. No, it doesn't work like that. Consistency is what's more important. Okay, so if you didn't sleep very well last night, try to do your best to be able to put in some routines so that you can sleep well tonight. Okay? So what are some of the things that good sleep improves? So one of the things I explained to you is our immune system. This is a very, very big thing, especially with the sickness and a virus that we have. We're going to be more apt to actually get sick when we don't have healthy amounts of sleep. Okay, so we need to get the sleep to improve our immune system. And the next one is our brain function. Okay, so this really helps us to have complex learning, thinking, memory, decision making, and it can really help kids to stay sharp with their school. And then the next thing that sleep can impact is our mood and our mental health. So if you don't get very much sleep, you ever notice the next day you're kind of more irritable, you're lashing out at people more, and you're wondering, why am I doing that? It just came out of nowhere. Well, maybe check to see how your sleep was the night before. Okay, so the mental health piece is really, really important for the connection with sleep. So I have some tips that I've gotten collectively from some of the therapists, so I very much appreciate their feedback. And here are 7 ways that we can sleep better right now during this COVID-19. So the first one is a schedule. I've talked about this before, but you want to have a wake time, you want to have a bedroom routine, you want to schedule time for meals, schedule for exercise, whatever. You want to keep this as much as you can every day. Okay, so even if you're struggling with sleep, keep this the same on the weekend. If you're not, it's okay to kind of let loose on the weekends, but if you're struggling, you want to keep that the same. So staying up really late and then sleeping in can actually cause you to be more sluggish and unproductive, which can lead to more depression and eventual anxiety. So even though you think, oh, maybe you have more time or something, so you think, who cares? I'm just gonna stay up late and binge watch TV shows. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your physical health. It's not good for your immune system. So have a routine and go to bed at the same time. So here's some other things. So before bed, having a routine of the same thing and kind of pick that. So whether that be giving the kids a bath if you have kids, reading a story, maybe you make a to-do list for the next day, take a bath or a shower, play with your pets, reading, drawing, adult coloring books, meditation or prayer, journaling, having a cup of tea or hot chocolate, and then maybe laying out clothes for the next day, like that sort of thing. Whatever it is, don't, stay away from screen, but just kind of have like a routine and pick, okay, this is what I'm going to do every night before I go to bed. You kind of have a routine and then keep it the same. Keep the time around the same every night and every morning. It's really important that you do this because this is actually what helps you to sleep better when you are sleeping, okay? And so number 2 is bed is only for sleep, okay? Don't bring your laptop and do work in your bed. Make the sleep area as restful as possible. Have cool, make sure that's cool. Eliminate light, make as dark as possible. So no homework, no work in your bed, okay? Number 3 is light. It's very important that during the day you get light. So open up the windows if you're able to, or at least keep the blinds open. You want to get some vitamin D, so step outside, go for walks if you can. The sunlight helps our circadian rhythm, which is very important for our immune system. And then the vitamin D is also important for our immune system as well. And then if you do go outside, wear sunscreen. But this is really important that every day that we have some sort of light. Okay, so number 4 is screen time. Before bed, you do not want to have intense screen time at least an hour before bed, and try to limit this during the day. So that blue light really is found to produce or to interfere with the production of the body's natural sleep promoting processes. All right, so you can also set your devices, I didn't know about this until I looked into this, to actually reduce or filter the blue light. So you can actually, some devices have this setting. So that's something that you can look at. And then number 5 is guided visuals. Okay, so there's I got a lot of feedback from therapists about this. So when I actually put this video up on YouTube, I'll put the notes so that you can have this. So one is guided imagery. These are things that you can look up on YouTube. Number 2 is progressive muscle relaxation. There's also sleep stories that you can look up on YouTube. And then Headspace and Calm are apps. So Headspace is an app and Calm is an app. And basically what these do is help you to just slow down at night, and you can have more neutral and pleasant thoughts when you're going to sleep. So you don't want to have like really, really crazy ones and then really, really negative ones. You want to be just kind of neutral. Okay, so thinking about trees, or thinking about a river, thinking about a lake or a beach, or whatever it is that's just neutral for you. So those are things that are very helpful, some just kind of guided visuals. So number 6 is health. There's a lot in this one, and obviously I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to kind of just share some things that I heard from the therapist. So avoid caffeine after 2, avoid alcohol or sugar 3 hours before bed. Sometimes people think that alcohol helps them sleep better, but it just helps you pass out and fall asleep. It's actually not good for your sleep because you end up waking up and the sugar and the alcohol in your body is not healthy. So it really doesn't actually make you sleep well. It just makes you fall asleep. So I actually forgot about the sugar thing, and I think, oh, this is so fun to go to Dairy Queen with my kids before bed. And I wake up at 2 a.m. like brain buzzing, not able to fall back asleep because I had Dairy Queen with the kids. And I'm thinking, oh, this is so fun. And it is fun, but I should have had it earlier. I shouldn't have had it right before bed. So there's nothing wrong with sweets, okay, but just not doing it right before bed. And then also just kind of like basic health stuff, drink lots of water. You want to eat healthy fruits and vegetables, take vitamins. My mom has always told me to take vitamins, even throughout college. I would take vitamins because my mom always said that. So it's just good because you're not going to be perfect with getting the right nutrients in your body. All right. So number 7 is to write. Get out all of your worries, write it all down, write down things that you have that's going on in your brain, get it out on paper, or even just record yourself saying it on your phone, whatever you need to do. Okay, so maybe even have a notebook by your bed if you want, or have it someplace else, but you want to get this out. And then what you can do, if you want to, you don't have to, is you can schedule some worry time. And so take some time during the day where you're thinking through, okay, these are the things that I wrote down that I'm worried about. Okay, what can I do about it? Can I do anything about this? Nope. Can I do anything about that? Yes, I can. Okay, what can I do? I'm going to call my mom. I'm going to do this or I do that. Okay, like kind of figure out what can I do about these things that I wrote down that I'm worried about that's keeping me up at night. Okay, so schedule that, kind of have that relief knowing you're not ignoring it, but you are taking time to focus on it instead of right before sleep. Okay, so you're focusing on that in your own timeline. All right, so let's say you do wake up in the middle of the night. One of our therapists shared that if like you're laying in bed for more than 15 minutes, just get out of bed and do something boring like tidying up a drawer, making a grocery list, putting together pairs of socks. This kind of gives your sleep drive a chance to kind of like fill up, so it's easier to fall back asleep because you're more tired or staying asleep the next night. Let's see here. We do have a question, so thank you for asking a question. So the question that we have here is, do you have tips for me? I had a car accident and I don't sleep well at night. I wake up with pain or I struggle falling asleep. What can I do to sleep faster? So when there is something like that where you have a past trauma, that is something that I would actually recommend talking to somebody about, because it's something very specific that's keeping you up. The things that I talked about today are things that we're all kind of struggling with, so that it's a little bit more general. When we have something specific, so even if it's not if it's a car accident, or maybe if it's even a trauma that we've gone through, and that's something that's keeping us up every night, that's something that we do need to talk about with someone, because we need to be able to process it. There's something that's keeping us stuck. Like we're going down for bed and we're laying down and we're thinking, oh, and we're believing lies. I'm not safe. I'm not okay. Something's going to happen to me. Those things are not truths, and they're things that can kind of keep us up. Or it's the same thing with anybody who struggles with PTSD, and that can be something that is could be a PTSD symptom, where we wake up in the middle of the night and we have these racing thoughts of something that has happened to us. And that's something that it gets stuck in our body, and it gets stuck in our body from somewhere, either our gut or our chest or somewhere, and it's attached to a negative belief that is keeping us stuck. And so I'm going a little bit deeper into this, but what I could say off the cuff with just doing this video and not going to see someone is stating the opposite of what the negative beliefs are. So if the negative belief is I'm not safe and I'm not okay, stating out loud, I am safe, I am okay, I am loved, I'm safe in my bed, and like name all the things around you. My sheets on top of me, my blankets on top of me, my pets right here, my pillows are behind me, the window is closed, the room is dark, it's cozy. Like state the opposite of what this difficulty is bringing you. Okay, so then it can help bring you to that rest. Just like some of these calm apps, and also kind of the guided visuals that I was talking about, that's what that's going to do. It's going to bring forth something that's opposite of maybe what that worry or that difficulty was. So I feel like I've gone too much time, but I really wanted to say something about dreams because I love talking about dreams. There's kind of some articles out there about increased dreams right now and people having vivid dreams. Here's what I would say about that. This is definitely not on the tip thing. This is just my extra, I think is exciting. Write them down. And the reason why it's cool to write them down is because when you look back, you can actually see a pattern, you can see something that's going on. And there are ways that you can actually look at your dreams and see there's meaning behind them. Like I had a dream with some firefighters and they were saving this girl, but I was kind of just watching it. I wasn't in it. And so for me, kind of some of what I'm getting that is, to me, I get there's, people are going to be saved. And her boyfriend was right there and she was super happy for her. She was so excited. She was so happy about being saved that she wasn't even thinking about the difficulty that she came from. So to me, it was a very hopeful dream. And not all of them have been hopeful. And just because a dream has something that seems like it's weird or difficult, that's not what that means. Okay. Dreams can be very symbolic. And like if you dream about a bed, that means rest. Bed means rest. Okay, so just kind of being able to see that there's more symbolism in that. So I would love to just talk about dreams and these things, but I need to come back to we want you guys to have good sleep hygiene, really focus on these things for your sleep. I hope that this is helpful. We're really appreciating your feedback and suggestions for different videos. I thank you for all the therapists that have helped us. Just a reminder that Bridging Hope Counseling is open. We do have telehealth and we do have some therapists that are seeing people in the office. Please subscribe to our YouTube account and thank you so much for watching.